Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us on Business Incorporated, coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwawo. Coming up on the show, Angola pays bond coupon to wrong account, but says it's fixing the problem. African telecoms towers operator Helios plans London listing. Plus, Zimbabweans say they are yet to see the country's economy improve as President Mnangagwa marks 100 days in office. Let's get the show started now with the markets. And here in Africa, the two markets that traded at intraday, the NSE and the JSE, were both in the red at the time. The NSE index was down 0.07%, while the JSE index was down 0.87%. Egypt is closed today. However, the market closed in the red on Thursday. Kenya closed up 0.62% on Thursday. The Middle East markets are closed, but on Thursday, markets were mostly weak after oil prices slipped more than 2% overnight, although Qatar partially rebounded from a steep fall on Wednesday. The Qatari index, which had plunged 3.1% on Wednesday as several stocks went ex-dividend, recovered 0.89%. The ex-dividend stocks, which led Wednesday's plunge, recovered only marginally. In Saudi Arabia, the index fell 0.10% as 10 of 12 banks dropped. The sector has been soft since the start of this week, partly because of concerns about the government imposing retroactive Islamic tax liabilities on banks. Dubai's index fell 1.08%, with Dubai Islamic Bank tumbling 6.9% as it went ex-dividend. The Abu Dhabi index edged down 0.06% as food company Agatia slipped 2.7% after the board cut its recommended annual cash dividend to 12.5% from 15% in the previous year. And in Europe, stocks were sharply lower on Friday morning after President Donald Trump announced upcoming tariffs on steel and aluminium, raising fears of a potential trade war. Let's talk more about this with Daniel. Hello, Daniel. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. I don't really feel like saying thank God it's Friday. The mood here rather depressed, lots of depressed faces here among investors on the trading floor.
Well, we can still say thank God it's Friday. After all, you'll be resting after the show, I guess. Anyway, Daniel, the U.S. man of steel, that's President Donald Trump. The announcement of new tariffs on steel and aluminium is unnerving global markets. What exactly is on the fear index, and with what retaliation from China?
Yeah, exactly. Because of a fear of a possible trade war, the blue chip index DAX here lost more than 270 points. It's now for the first time again since August under the magical mark of 12,000 points. There is not a single share, I've just checked it, that is in the green at the moment. Those are big losses. We have to remember that in January we were talking about new record highs of more than 13,500 points. ThyssenKrupp, the German steel giant, also down at this moment with 1.7%. Salzgitter AG, listed in the MDAX, even down with 5%. And also when we are looking to the upcoming trading day on Wall Street, it also seems that there many are not that excited about those tariffs at all. The Dow futures indicate that also there the trading might start with big losses. So yeah, the industry is concerned. There are still lots of question marks. Of course, ThyssenKrupp and also Salzgitter AG have said that they're currently waiting for more details. Thyssen said that they are also not that concerned at the moment because lately they have not even anymore been that active on the US market. But many in the industry here in Europe are concerned. Some experts are telling me that steel exports to the US might go down by more than 50%. We are also getting words from Chancellor Angela Merkel. Her spokesperson said that tariffs on steel and aluminium would be a wrong decision. So lots of uncertainty, lots of questions and big losses here in the financial world today, Jimmy.
Now, some experts feel that those tariffs could hurt the U.S. economy, thinking back to similar steel tariffs on the Bush administration era. What do you think?
Yeah, that's exactly the question. I mean, we heard Donald Trump stating yesterday that the steel companies in the United States have been suffering and that with those tariffs, they would be able to grow, get bigger again, and of course, would make more money. Well, maybe for the steel industry, that could be the case, but for other industries, it might be a totally different scenario because, for example, ThyssenKrupp, the German steel giant, has been known for delivering and exporting special steel, already produced steel to the United States that then is used there for the car industry. So with higher tariffs, most likely those products would get more expensive. Then, of course, also cars in the United States would get more expensive. And that's, of course, what many customers there would not like at all. So this is just one example why many experts are not even sure if, beside the steel industry, other sectors in the United States would benefit and, yeah, might possibly even suffer.
All right, Daniel, let's quickly look at Bitcoin and leave the steel and aluminum market alone. Former U.S. Deposit Insurance Chief Sheila Bair says Bitcoin has no intrinsic value, same as the U.S. dollar. How hard-hitting under the belt is Sheila's statement for the almighty greenback?
Well, I think it's kind of a crazy comparison to talk about Bitcoin at the same time and also about the US dollar. Well, of course, the US dollar has been weak during 1 year, pretty much during the presidency of Donald Trump. But to compare this with the Bitcoin, I don't think that this in any way works. Yes, when we talk about the Bitcoin, many think that Bitcoin might be even dropping more this year. I mean, there are still, of course, some experts that are seeing the Bitcoin at a level of maybe 50,000 points. I mean, just a few weeks ago, it even went down under 8,000 points. So I don't think that this comparison, Bitcoin, US dollar, also when you talk about the last days, we have seen again a stronger US dollar, that this in any way works. So I don't know what she was thinking about that during that day when she said this. So yeah, that's the latest here from the business world in Frankfurt. Big losses, as I mentioned today. Happy weekend. Ulrich Bartz is going to be with you all next week.
Well, I'm looking forward to talking to Ulrich, but I have a title for you, Man of Steel, just like President Trump. Enjoy the weekend.